Welcome to my channel. So today we are going to be taking care of all of these wigs. There are 6 of them. 2 of them are synthetic hairs while the rest are human hairs. So this is what they look like when they came. I have frontals, I have closures, and then I have T-frontals and T-closures. So we'll be working on all of this and we'll be giving them a new look before they go back to their owners. To achieve the right temperature for washing my wigs, I usually use 1 part hot water to 1 part room temperature water to get the right temperature for me. So whatever method that works best for you is fine, just make sure it's not too hot. I do not wash colored hair with black hairs because you use hot water for black hairs but you don't do that for colored hairs. I also do not use hot water for synthetic hairs. But here you see that after allowing the hairs to soak in the water for a little while, it was really dirty. I'm going to repeat this process, but this time I'm going to be washing the closures and the band. But I'm going to be very careful that I do not make the band get slack, or that I do not allow the hairs that are on the frontal or on the closure to clump together. So this is why I do the up-down motion when I'm washing, so that it doesn't clump together and the hair is going to be straight and clean when I'm done. So I'm going to continue this process for the rest of the hair, and then I'm going to do another wash. After washing the hair and rinsing it, I'm going to start to condition it. Now what I do is I mix my conditioning mix. It's a rinse out conditioner that I use, and then I put it all over the hair, everywhere. I permeate it into every part of the hair, and then I'll start to comb. So using the conditioner loosens the strand, so if there's any tangle, it's going to come out easily. But please note, I did not mention this before, but please note that before you start washing your hair, even if it is synthetic or human hairs, you brush them down first. Not comb, you brush them down with your weave-on brush. After brushing them down, you wash it. If you don't brush it down before you wash it, you're going to have a lot of problems. So what I do is, after doing this, I put my wigs into a steaming cap, and then I'm going to go steam it. I'll be repeating this process but for the colored hair, but in a lower temperature. Now when I'm done, I took them to the dryer to steam. Usually I stand them on a wig head, canvas head, and put them in the dryer, but because I wanted to do all 4 at once, I used this hook thingy and just hung them in the dryer, put it on high heat, and then closed it up. So this is how I got my hairs to steam. I had all the 4 wigs in there at once, and it saved me a ton of time. Now while that is steaming, I decided to start working on the synthetic hairs. So this time I'm not using hot water at all. I'm just using regular room temperature water because you don't want to damage the hair at all. So using hot water can cause start to happen. I don't want to change the texture as much as possible, so I'm going to wash it over and over again, and then I'm going to rinse it and dip it in conditioner water. I did not steam this one at all. What I just did was add conditioner to the water, and then I rinsed it in it and combed it out. So I brought back my hairs after allowing them to cool for a while. They were in there for 30 minutes, and then I allowed them to cool for a while, and you can see how much moisturized they look. They look like they've had a lot of moisture in, and this is exactly what human hair wigs need. They need moisture in them, because just so they can feel alive again. These babies need moisture. So after doing that, I'm just going to rinse them out. I'm not going to wash it. I'm just going to rinse out most of it, but not all the conditioner that was inside, because I still need the conditioners to, you know, keep working on the wig. So I'm not rinsing all of it out, just as much of it as would come out in a single rinse. So that's what I did here. After I was done with that, I just took them out to air dry, because I was done for the day and I wanted to go home. So I took them to air dry and I left them till the next day. Now when I came back the next day, I noticed that the hairs were dry, but the inside of the caps were not. They were not dry. So what I did was decide to put them in the dryer, just so that they would dry out. But I did not just put them regularly. This is what I did. Please watch. So what I'm doing is making sure that the caps itself are dry, because we don't want them to be wet, because when they are wet they tend to smell. So if they are dry, they would not smell, and my clients can use them for a longer time before bringing them in again. So I make sure every part of the cap is dry, and I do that for all the wigs. It was time to give attention to the synthetic hairs. So what I did was spray them down with oil sheen, and then comb it out and trim the ends, just so they have a very clean finished look. I did not use heat for these styles at all, because as I said, we don't want to change their texture, and heat would do that. So what I just did was to make sure they look nice and new, trimmed out any ends that were looking out of place, and then just combed them down. So I'll repeat this process for the other one, for the other synthetic wig, and then we'll now go to the curly wig. Please watch. So I'm apologizing in advance because I lost most of the clip of me styling this wig, and that really makes me so sad, but I'm just going to explain what I did. Now you can see how nice the back looks. Where I had to work on was in the front, because the frontal has lost most of the hair. True, I think it's old, it's been a while, and the client was not really ready to change the frontal. She's going to do that on her next appointment. So what I did was style it towards the ends where there was the most hair, just so she can still get use out of it until she brings it in to change it. Now after I did that, I used my serum, applied it to it, and then I waxed the frontal and used my hot comb, but I do not have that clip. I am so sorry. So I started working on the other wigs. What you do is blow dry them first. I do not have clips of me blow drying because I was really trying to work on all those wigs at the time. It's a client it's their client's job, so it wasn't like I had all the time to create content and still do my job at the same time. I'm still learning. So after blow drying, I styled using the hot comb. I like to do this first before curling because it just makes the job a whole lot easier, and it reduces my chances of ruining the curls, you know, when I'm styling. So I use this coiling rod. It's a set of 5 different sizes, and I just use different sizes for different wigs just so I can get the actual curl pattern that they have. Now this is what they look like at the end. This is one of it, the first one, and it's a large wavy coil. So after doing this, I'm just going to pack them up using this net. I don't know if they are called wig nets or something else, but usually I don't have to describe them. I just take a sample when I'm going to buy them in the market, so you can do that. This is also a different type of coil. It's not a wave, it's a romance curl. Yeah, I think this is what you call romance curl. If you want me to show you how I achieve my curls, please let me know. I will create a video to that effect. And this last one had like tighter wavy curls, and they are really beautiful. So pack them up the same way and they are ready to go to the client. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to hit like and please subscribe. I'm always happy to get new subscribers. See you in my next video. Bye.